What's happening, folks? Welcome back to the channel. It's time for full-time reaction to Motherwell 1 Celtic 3 here at Fir Park. I've got Lee and Kenny with me to go over it. Kenny, we got a great start to the game. What do you make of that first half?
I mean, an important win. And the way the game, when Ralston comes in, I'm always a little bit anxious because it does affect our attacking shape. But brilliant from first minute. I mean, it was a lovely little cushion ball he's put in, and Maeda, not known for being calm, with a lovely calm header. But then we just sort of went pretty passive. I don't know if it was complacency. We weren't getting anything out wide down that right-hand side. Coombe wasn't in the game. We were playing nothing through the middle into Idah's feet. We were just ignoring the fact that Adam can take the ball nicely into his feet. And then we ended up in a bit of bollocks of both centre-backs. Unlike Trusty and Vickers, I think they looked pretty uncomfortable for the first sort of hour of that game, and we became unstuck, whether it was a just equaliser. I don't know, we'd need to see it back, but it looked a bit uncomfortable at that point. But then great character to come back from that. That's probably one of the best, our second goal's probably one of the best team goals we've scored all season. Lovely deft flick from, I think, McGowan, cut back, and then Idah scored a lot of eye-catching goals for Celtic, but that type of finish is the one that's going to allow him to keep the jersey. And then the second half I thought we played really well. McGregor, Hattati, McGowan, just real chemistry between them, handling the ball really well in tight conditions. It was just a pity we weren't out of sight, and when you're not out of sight, you just feel with 10 minutes to go you can become unstuck, but it never really materialised. We weren't under any real threat. And then Jota, I won't preempt our discussion about Jota, but what a fairy tale when he comes on there to finish. If that's him rusty, I fear for the rest of the league, because he didn't, he was sharp as attack. And just the connection he has with the support. There's a much bigger crowd of people behind us than there ever has been when we've been doing these videos at Fir Park. And it's only for one reason, because they've got an icon back, and apparently looked like he was in tears there at the end. And who doesn't want to see that? So a great afternoon, and that was just a fairy tale finish.
Aye, brilliant. We'll come back to Jota. Lee, good goal, I thought Maeda's. Started really well, just a wee passing move right for kick-off, and then he does really well. Ralston, great ball in. I just thought the goal we conceded, shout for a push. I haven't seen it back yet. By all accounts, a lot of people thought it should have been a foul, but if you put that aside for a minute, you're looking for Trusty just to deal with it. He just kind of lets it bounce off him and it falls to.
Yeah, it's not the first time this season we've said that. We look at Dundee game in the second half as well, just dealing with things. And actually, towards the end of the game, he started doing the basics right again. He was getting his body. Sometimes just getting your body in front of the, especially at Dundee, couldn't get his body in front of the defender, the striker. So yeah, they did look a bit shaky at times today. But I think once we got, I know the third goal came late on, but I don't think we were ever kind of in too much worry. But you always do worry because you're only one goal ahead, and then a ball over the top, which was, they went quite direct at times. But yeah, I think something you're going to just get on top of a little bit of the defensive stuff. It's kind of been a bit off lately.
Been a wee bit iffy at times, particularly in that first half, and we've seen a lot of late drama here at Fir Park in games. So you just had that sort of anxiety maybe beginning at the last 5 minutes. Kenny, this is a big opportunity for Adam Idah. Obviously, you've briefly touched on him already. I think today was good all round. Obviously, with Kyogo going, he is the main man. There's a lot of onus on him now, a lot of responsibility. I thought his touches were really good today. I think he obviously we have the own goal ruled out in the second half for a tight offside. I thought his first touch to take that ball over his shoulder was brilliant. He did another one. I think Ralston played a big diagonal to him. He took a lovely touch as well. Those are the things he's looked a bit rusty on this season. I think those goals at Villa Park during the week would have done him the world of good. And then he gets in the score sheet again today, and you can tell that confidence has just changed his game a wee bit.
Strikers breed off confidence. I mean, there's even of all the brilliant strikers we saw in a Celtic jersey, maybe with the exception of Henrik, they all had suffered of confidence at time to time. But Idah, I think, he's got every attribute. He's great with the ball into his feet. Remember that spectacular outing he had at Kilmarnock last season when we were just rattling the ball into his feet and he's handling it brilliantly. He can score aerial goals, he can score spectacular goals from outside the box, and he's pretty physical. People don't. You saw him against Aston Villa against proper Premier League opposition. He was bustling them off the ball. So all of that is there. That's why we've paid the money. I think maybe his mindset, his application at times you can question. I think maybe that's why it never worked out for him at Norwich. And there are times in that 14-goal game drought that he had where I thought, is his head really in the right space? But it's definitely in the right space now. And the nice thing about it is it's a big pressure on him when Kyogo goes. It's a huge opportunity for him to score 3 goals in 4 days like that. Shows you that his head's in the right space, and he could be a really big player for Celtic. If he scores those tap-in goals that he scored this week, that will take him on from a sort of 15-20 goal a season to a 30-35 goal a season, and that's what we need to hold the jersey. But I have faith that Adam can do that.
Aye, absolutely. What do you make Idah today, Lee?
Yeah, I enjoyed his performance. I thought what he did well as well, just the little bits around the box as well, little touches and knocks off. There was a couple where he could have done a little bit better, but think, like you say, now he's had a run and he knows he's number one and he's got this chance to go on and be the number one till we sign someone, or if we do, then he's got it all. He's got it all for the rest of the season. I think this time last year he came in and he just changed a lot for us, the way we played. We can offer something a bit different with him as well. We can go long if we need to. He can hold up. But yeah, I loved his goals today, and that's where I want him in that 6-yard box, putting them just tap-ins. I don't care. It doesn't have to be a turn and a shot. Just get in the box. And he did it plenty of times, and he helped his team out today. I think sometimes with the work rate thing, it's if you play football yourself, it's a mind thing. Sometimes your mind's telling you to run, your body just can't. And I think maybe that's been at the time with his work rate. But today he had a bit of everything, and I mean he worked his backside off, and he got taken off. A good round of applause, and then we got the star man come on, and Maeda through the middle as well. We got a wee sneak preview of what would come.
We did, Kenny. I thought we played some good stuff in the second half, but we're just lacking that goal. We had 2 ruled out for offside. One where Idah actually plays a lovely ball through to Kuhn. He misses the easy chance and then sort of scores overhead kick, but it was ruled out. You were just looking for that third goal maybe to come a wee bit earlier, just to give us that certainty.
Yeah, we should have killed the game off. I mean, I think one of the offsides was mega tight. The other one looked like it was well offside. But you can sort of forgive that if the performance is good. And I thought the performance was pretty high there. I thought they took, although they were a bit kamikaze at the back against Aston Villa, they were really tidy offensively. And it surprised me a bit, actually, that they managed to just take their game at that level into that environment. And you could see that it sort of persisted in there. So it looks like, another decent outing for McGowan. At some point you're going to have to say, is he maybe going to get a longer run in the team? But I think we've got to be pretty pleased with that performance. And although we're 13 points ahead in the league, and you've got to keep the door shut, you really do. And there's not that many tough away games left. That's an important one ticked off.
Yeah.
These are the games
and
that
off the back a European.
Yeah. These are the games that plenty of teams have lost leagues from this position, so we shouldn't be too complacent. That's a big win for us.
Yeah, absolutely. Lee, just in the build up to that second goal, it was the first time Jota had came out to warm up. And everybody was clapping him as he came to the Celtic end, and then the next time I looked at the play, Idah was just putting the ball in the net. So much attention on Jota today. He comes on to a hero's welcome, and it's just so good to have him back. I think one of the best things about Jota as a player is that every time he's on the ball, not to quote the song, you feel like something can happen. And even though he's not played a lot of football, you just see that sharpness and that ability to go by players and make things happen as soon as he comes on.
That's what I love about that type of player, is that sometimes we lack that, where it's square ball and we're building back and then forward again, but he can take a man out of the game and then it opens up all this space and players can run off. We've seen it as soon as he came on, and just to have that bit of magic as well, if you're needing a goal. I mean, we did need that third goal in the end, and you could see him crying out for the pass from Daizen. But yeah, it's something that, look at all these fans here that we said we've not seen for a while. I don't think we've had a player like that to get the fans excited for a while. We've got some great players in our team. Obviously, Hatate is a hero. Kyogo was a hero, but a guy who can get you off your seat, and just the emotion he had at the end was brilliant to see. And I can see that Aidan McGeady's had a pop at him for getting emotional, but that's what football's all about. We're passionate fans. We want to see that passion. So yeah, it was a joy to see coming on. Brilliant.
It was great to see him back, Kenny. It was almost written for him to score, wasn't it? And I think it's important for us, it's important for a club like Celtic to have players like that, where the fans have got such an affinity with them. They've got a song, we've got that emotion with players like that. It's important for us. Yeah,
and it's not just a novelty of us playing and a signing. He is a brilliant technical footballer. He offers something very different. Daizen's just all energy. Kuhn is really direct and really tidy with the ball at his feet, but he's got flair. There's a real unpredictability. He can play either side. You see wee step-overs. The defenders are terrified of him. And then he's got an eye for goal. He scored a lot of goals in his first outing from wide, and you see that the poacher's finish for him at the end there. So he's going to move us up a level. There's no doubt, and it's going to put real pressure on Kuhn and Maeda to hold the jersey, because you've got 3 players who are, Kuhn and Maeda have been 2 of our best performers all season, so it's not like Jota's walking into the side, which breeds a lot of competition. I just hope we can get another striker in, so that we're not sort of playing Maeda more regularly through the middle, and then Jota just does have a jersey. You've got, you actually retain that level of competition out wide. But just amazing for the support. And I've no doubt over the 5-year contract that he has here, he's entering the prime of his career. We had him when he was an up-and-coming young player out of Benfica.
Yeah.
He's probably learned a lot as a human being, what he's went through for the last 18 months, and we're going to benefit from it. £8 million, you could put another 10 in front of that and it'd still have been cheap.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's probably why you see the emotion as well, Lee. Everything he's been through in the last 18 months, it clearly hasn't worked out for him. It's been tough for him, and he comes back like that. He hears 4,000 people singing his name, and then he gets a goal. He'll feel a huge sense of relief tonight. just moving on for that, we saw Maeda go through the middle. Scales came on at left back.
Yep.
That's the two glaring positions that we're hoping for movement in the next 24 hours, isn't it?
Yeah, we need something. I worry when it gets to this late stage if it is going to just be loan deals. But either way, we need some backup in there because we can't go into another big game against Bayern, and we've got the cup game. There's a lot of games coming up again. We need that backup, and Taylor just can't sit and play left back the full rest of the season because he needs a break. So yeah, we need to see some work. We'll hear from Rodgers shortly. Hopefully there'll be some news, but yeah, it's going to go right to the wire, I think, tomorrow.
It's strange letting Valle go, I think. It's strange leaving us in this position. If Kyogo apparently expressed a bit of unsettlement a few months ago. Either let him go in the summer, you absolutely have somebody lined up now. I get the deal, the Jota swap deal and £2 million going Celtic's way. That does make sense, right? If Kyogo's 30. But only if you've got I don't want to lose sight of what's at stake here. It's a treble and we're still in the Champions League. That doesn't happen that often. So you shouldn't be doing that with one striker. But sometimes you can hit the jackpot on the last day. We get Robbie Keane, we got Craig Bellamy in the last day. Sometimes that can happen, but you're reliant on luck rather than a strategy.
Yeah, big time. Kenny, we've got the game in hand against Dundee on Wednesday. Again, important just to get the gap back to 13 and give us that cushion again.
Yeah, and hopefully that's more of a sort of routine home victory for us. But we've been a little bit tetchy in a couple of home games, preceding now. That's another chance to get minutes into Jota's legs because we're going to need Jota to start against Bayern because Maeda's not there.
Yeah.
And hopefully another opportunity, probably an easier opportunity for Idah to get on the score sheet. And if he keeps that run going, the more he keeps that run going, the less pressure we are in terms of not having another striker in there. But yeah, I probably wouldn't make too much change. Maybe Bernardo deserves some minutes. He's becoming a little bit of a bit part player, which is a bit unfair on him, I think, given his output this season. So maybe he comes back into it, but we probably wouldn't change things up too much because we need to get back into a real rhythm.
Aye, absolutely. Lee, last one on today, man of the match. I think there's a few good performances. I thought Maeda was good back in the team. We've talked a lot about Idah. I thought Atati was pretty good today as well. Jota's impact off the bench, who is it for you?
Yeah, Rio, first half especially, connecting the game well. I enjoyed Tony Ralston coming in out of the dark and playing solid and keeping the shape well, but I would probably just give it to Idah for the work rate, for the touches, for the goal. Yeah, I thought he deserved it today.
Yeah, Kenny?
I'd probably go Idah as well. I think we should mention McGregor though, his 500th game,
yes,
right?
Absolutely.
I mean, the club's nearly 140 years old. There's only been, I think, 12 players that have played 500 games. So that's a historic instant that we've just watched. And in my time, Paul McStay and Scott Brown are the sort of captains with real longevity. He's a great blend of both of them, Callum. An incredible servant and leader and becoming a real icon of the club. And he had a good game today as well. I think he's lost his way a wee bit with his form this season, the last sort of 2 months, but he's coming back into more of a groove now at the death of, as we enter the business end of the season, which is where he really steps up. Man in the match, I'd probably go Idah as well because I just thought there was a bit of a class about the way he led the line.
Yeah, I'm going to go Idah as well. Just important, Kenny remembered that. It was nice to see after Jota had his moment with the crowd at the end. So I think between Brendan Rodgers and Kasper Schmeichel, they sort of pushed McGregor forward. I know he doesn't like to get that attention, but an incredible player in 500 games.
Yeah, he's just an absolute star, and he's Mr. Consistency, 23 trophies. I mean, that's phenomenal. So yeah, and he's got more to come. He'll probably hit 600 in the next couple of years. How long can he go for? We don't know, but yeah, he's a big player for Celtic. Yeah.
Aye, massive. There you go. That's it for full-time reaction here for Fir Park. Like the video, give us your own thoughts on today's game below, and I'll see you tomorrow for transfer deadline day. Thank you.